All right, afternoon. What we're about to do here is something a little bit different you haven't really seen for fishing. We're going to make a fishing snare trap. The idea behind this is you'll be able to set a few of these along your way if you're in any type of survival situation. Set them, leave them, forget them, come back, and the tree should have switched up and you should have something on the end of the line. The basic premise is going to be one tree bent over, going to have a little snare catch at the bottom, line's going to be out in the water, and we should be able to catch something. So what are we using today?
8-pound test and a hook.
That's all that we're going to have. 8-pound test and hook. Whatever else we use, we're going to find out here. We're probably going to go fishing with whatever we find around here. Probably a little frog will most likely be what we use on the end of the hook. We'll see if we get anything. Right here will be the tree for the switch up that we're going to be using. So what we're first going to do is Trevor is going to trim off each one of the branches all the way up. That way, whenever it switches up, there's no branches catching on any of the other brush around. There's nothing catching on it at all. It's going to be bent over. Right here in the ground, we're going to have a pole stuck in the ground. That's going to have the snare on it. The line's going to be leading from there out into the water. You will see how that looks in a moment. That's good. Right now that the whip tree is done, now we're going to have to get the lever that goes in the ground right there. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to carve this down until it has a notch right in the side of it. It's going to come in, come down. This notch will connect into the base. So that's what you're going to see in just a minute. All right. So now the hook for the snare has got this little notch right here in it. That's what's going to hook into the base. The base is going to be stuck in the ground. It's going to come over and it's going to hook onto the base like that. So then, whenever the fish pulls the bottom out, it's going to pull that off there. You see how it's going to come off of it? Pull it off, and then switch up. All right, so we found what we're going to use for the base stick. Now we just got to bring the twitch down and see roughly the area where we want to put the base stick into the ground. So right about here where the end of the stick will be. This fishing line will be on here, holding it down, connected to the trigger stick or the hook stick, connected to here, line out in the water. So right about here is where we want to put it.
Now we have the base stick in the ground, and now we just have to tie the hook onto the line.
Now that we have the hook tied on, you want to make sure that you have enough line that you can toss it out into the water. I'm going to go my height 4 times. So that should leave me enough to toss all the way out into the water. Now you have to measure from here, where it's going to be tied onto the hook stick, all the way up the branch itself that you're using. You want to go around this, but then you don't just want to go straight off the tip of this because this is pretty flexible, it could break. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the fishing line a little bit farther down through here as well. Okay, so I'm going to tie a knot into this, go around the end of here, then we're going to go down. Got the line measured out to how much we want to go out in the water. What we're going to do is we're going to tie the hook stick onto it. So take a little bit out. What it did, if you notice right here at the bottom, got a little bit of a notch. All right, so what we're going to do is going to put a little cinch knot on it. right? So as this line that leads out into the water pulls tighter, it's going to pull tighter around the actual switch or the hook stick itself. So as that pulls out. Now on this one, we're going to tie, just wrap it around a couple times, and we're going to put a couple half hitches right into it. So this is tied on there pretty good, right? Then we're going to tie another half hitch. So as this pulls up the actual hook stick, and this is the part that will be leading straight up to the other piece, the tree that we cut on, right? Set up. You got the hook is tied on to the lever switch. You got the base down there, we got the line, we got the hook. So now what we're gonna go do is we're gonna go find something with some weight to it, a little rock somewhere that we can tie on. Then we're gonna find something around the area that we can use as bait. Most likely right now, it's probably gonna be a little frog. So we're gonna give that a shot and see if we can't catch something.
Now that we got the rock tied on, we just have to put the frog on the hook and toss it out. Straight to the stomach, and it can still kick a little bit.
Gonna bring it down. Gonna have all your slack out and everything. You got your frog, got your rock. Gonna take this in right here, what you have. You're gonna take this, toss it out. All right, all pulled out. Take the hook. Set it on the base. Make sure that it's barely connected right here. And be careful whenever you let this go though. You don't want it to fly up and hit you. Now it's connected. Line leads into the water. All we have to wait for the fish to hit it. Whenever it does, it'll pull it off the bottom of the snare, twitch up. Now that it's all hooked up, see right here, line goes right there out into the water. Comes back to here, connects to the hook. Hook is connected to the base, but the hook is tied to this twitch stick right here. Now to flick up, hopefully we have something on the end of it. The idea is in a survival situation to set up something like what we did and then walk away and leave it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna walk away, we're gonna come back in a little bit, and hopefully it's flicked up and we got something on the end of it. We shall see.
Yep.
All right, let's bend just a little bit, so we are headed back out to see if we caught anything or not.
Nope.
See what it looks like. Nope.
Where's the line though? Okay, the line looks like it got tighter.
Let's check real quick. Nope, still nothing on the end of it.
Okay.
Right. Last night when we checked, we didn't get anything, but once again, this is supposed to be set up like a survival snare. So now we're back out here this morning. I want to see if we've got anything on the end of it.
It snapped. Oh, the line's still down here.
Oh yeah, it did. It broke right off.
There's nothing on it.
At first sight, you would think that this is a good thing. However, we got a little problem here. So it appears that I had that twitch up stick too tight to the hook and it broke the little 8-pound test. So we're going to retie it, a little bit less strain on it, and we'll try it from there. We're all set back up. I got a longer line that leads from the twitch stick down to the hook stick. Now the line's back out in the water. Check it later. We came back out, ran into a little bit of a problem. Nothing's taking the frog. So we went back here in the woods. We turned over a couple logs back there. We found some worms. Now Trevor's about to put a couple worms on the end of this hook. We're gonna kick it back out here. We're gonna show you how this thing works one way or another. We're catching something today. That's all there is to it. We'll see. Well, we'll see if we catch something.
So first, you just thread a little bit of the worm on because you want a little bit of wiggle to attract the fish. And then you hook it like this.
All right, we'll see what we get this time.
All right.
Yesterday we set the snare with a worm on it, and then we let it soak overnight. Going out this morning, check it out. Hopefully we got something. I'm not sure. Most likely in our pond it will be. I mean, you did catch that bowfin one time, so
Yeah.
that's always a possibility, but
Oh,
oh yeah,
we got something on it.
yeah, there it is. All right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that.
Pretty baby cat.
Little kitty. This little thing. Oh, goodness. Be still, little fella. Oh, there you have it. The snare trap worked. We caught ourselves a little baby cat. Now just remember, if you like the content or if you would like to see the snare actually flick up, I mean, that's going to take hours and hours of footage of the camera just sitting out here waiting for that thing to snip. But if that's something that y'all want to see, comment below. We'll set it all back up. Get some worms, because now we know that they'll definitely eat on worms. I'll set up the camera. We'll see if we can't get the actual snare in action, popping up. Remember, if you like it, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. It's another great day. We'll catch you later.